Hey Internet, what's up? Happy Monday. I'm Christiane Cordero and this is the 734 from WCCO. We know most of you are headed out to work, maybe out to head out the door, so let's get you started with today's weather. Felt a little bit warmer out there this morning and we are seeing some sunshine today. 44 degrees is what we'll top out at later this afternoon, according to Riley O'Connor, a new meteorologist. A little bit breezy though, 15 to 30 miles per hour this afternoon and then mostly cloudy later this evening. Now let's talk about this. One of the biggest shopping weeks of the year kicks off today, and Deloitte predicts Twin Cities shoppers will spend more this year compared to last year by about $150. So those surveyed said that they'd spend just under $1,400 this holiday season per household. It was around $1,200 or so last year. Gifts account for a third of that. Entertaining at home and travel are also high up on that list. So we want to know, what do you think you'll be spending the most on this year? Do you think that $1,400 range is pretty good? Do you think that that is on the low end, on the high end? What's going to cost you the most? Are you traveling? Let us know. Those watching on Facebook, leave a comment right here and we'll get through a few of those in just a moment. In the news this morning, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg wants to go up against President Trump next year, but he'll have to get through 17 other White House hopefuls first. He officially launched his campaign yesterday. Bloomberg is 77 years old, and his campaign says it won't take any donations and that he will work for $1 a year if elected. Bloomberg enters the race just 10 weeks before primary voting begins. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has been released from a Baltimore hospital. The justice was admitted Friday night complaining of fever and chills. She's 86 years old. She was treated for an infection and reported feeling much better yesterday. The Secretary of the U.S. Navy was forced to resign over a case surrounding a controversial photo taken by a Navy SEAL. The Pentagon says Navy Secretary Richard Spencer was let go because of his, quote, lack of candor over conversations with the White House involving the case. This all surrounds Navy SEAL Edward Gallagher. He was convicted of posing with a dead body of an ISIS detainee. His punishment was a demotion, but President Donald Trump reinstated his rank. Mayo Clinic just announced a joint venture to open a hospital in, guess where? United Arab Emirates. The medical center in Abu Dhabi started accepting patients earlier this month and is expected to be in full operation early next year. The hospital will have more than 700 beds, robotic surgery, and a research center. And under the deal, Mayo will be a shareholder in that company. We have an amazing story, just love this so much, of how a Minnesota man is helping a dog get to where he needs to go. This is Ryan Chikuski and Bailey. Bailey's owner is terminally ill and moving to Washington State for her end-of-life care. She was told she couldn't bring her pup on the plane because Bailey's a pug mix and they have breathing problems in the air. So the woman skipped her flight, dropped Bailey off at her vet. Well, Ryan saw the story on Facebook and now he's headed west.
I didn't hesitate. I just think it was one of those things where everyone deserves good things to happen to them, regardless of where you're at in life and especially maybe at the end of your life. So if having your dog with you is, what's really important to and for you, then I'm going to make that happen.
What a guy. Chikuski is paying for all of this out of his own pocket, the gas, the car rental, hotel, and a flight home. His wife started a GoFundMe to help cover some of those costs. We have a link to that in this story at WCCO.com. This Saturday's border battle is set and it's already sold out. Minnesota, Wisconsin get the national treatment. ESPN announced for the first time ever it will bring College Game Day pregame to Minneapolis. The winner of this border battle gets Paul Bunyan's axe. They will also win the Big Ten West and BD, just the biggest Gopher game of the century. The Gophers and Badgers play at 2:30 p.m. Saturday. College Game Day will announce its set location soon. Stay tuned for that. One of daytime TV's best-known actors is celebrating a milestone today. Peter Bergman is marking 30 years on The Young and the Restless. He plays cosmetics mogul Jack Abbott. To honor the anniversary, today's episode is about Jack and those close to him, so don't miss that. 11 a.m. right here on CCO. This year's National Christmas Tree arrives at the White House today. It's a 23-foot-tall Douglas fir and comes from Pittman, Pennsylvania. A horse-drawn carriage will deliver the tree to First Lady Melania Trump. It's a very strong horse, I would imagine. It will be displayed in the Blue Room, a tradition since 1929. Elsa and Anna are once again queens of the box office. Disney's Frozen 2 made an estimated $127 million in its debut. It also became the highest-grossing debut for an animated film globally, with more than $350 million worth of ticket sales. Incredibles 2 had the previous record. That was at $242 million. Taylor Swift reigned supreme at the American Music Awards last night. She broke Michael Jackson's record for most wins ever, 25 at the AMAs. Swift also won Artist of the Year for the second year in a row. She sang a medley of her hits, past and present, before accepting the Artist of the Decade award after a public dispute with her former record label. Got that up there, though. Lizzo was the talk of the red carpet with this accessory. Yep, that one right there. She showed up carrying a teeny tiny purse. Look at that thing. What would you put in there if you were Lizzo? Does she maybe have a teeny tiny pen? Who knows? We'll never know. She said it's a Valentino bag and there's only 3 in the world. All right, let's get back to today's talker. We're bringing in WCCO's digital guy, Eric. Eric, tell me what people are saying about how much money they plan on spending.
Coincidentally, I plan on buying the other 2 versions of Lizzo's purse.
Oh, there you go.
The Valentino
Perfect. I
purse.
think that'll be more than $1,400.
Absolutely. Wendy Cockrell says, I'm going to make gifts rather than buy them. I feel it has more meaning. I think I saw an episode of Golden Girls where Rose did that.
Depending on what your craft of choice is, I feel like that could go really well or really not.
Well, as an example, Annette says, I buy calendars for my whole family and draw special pictures on holidays and special dates. My relatives have saved all of them since they were young.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. I'm just gonna, if that were me, I would just drop my birthday on every single one of those calendars.
And then my favorite, Nancy Love says, sponsoring another family for the holidays brings me so much joy.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. My family does that too. Always good to pay it forward. No doubt Minnesotans do that best. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. That's it for now. This is the 734 from WCCO, and most of the Twin Cities are on the go, so why not make us your place for mobile news? We'll be back here tomorrow at 7:34, and until then, be nice to each other out on the internet.